why is there such this delay on black women in marriage? Like it almost feels like a curse. And every time I look on TikTok, it's always a black woman in her Bible talking about waiting on God.
Oh, I'm confused here. We thought you were strong, independent, you don't need no man, so now you're gonna get married. Interesting. Hey, what's up family? I'm back with another video. If you're new to the platform, at the end, hope you're going to like, comment and subscribe. In this video, I'm going to react to a black queen. She wanna know, she demanding answers, she confused, like why so many black girls are not getting married, you know. But when she see on the other side, white girls, Hispanic, African girls, they are getting married, man. So she want to know a reason behind it, and she been telling us a couple reasons of what she think maybe is the reason, but she's not sure what's going on. So I want to take you through this video and let's get into it.
I want genuine answers, like for real. Like if you girls have ideas and thoughts on this, please let me know. But this is really interesting and a low-key a little triggering, but let's get into it. Every time I've worked for a white family over the past decade as a nanny, every time I walk into their house, it's like guaranteed. I see on their fridge or they have this little bulletin board of all of these wedding invitations and bridal showers and baby showers and bachelorette party invites, and they always have something pertaining to marriage and family. But when I go to a black household, I never see this stuff. I never see invites. I never see like this joy of, oh my God, my friends are getting married, I have all these weddings to go to, unless if it's a black woman who's single. This is what I've noticed. Who's single, she might have some white friends or Hispanic friends or Asian friends that are getting married, and she'll go to their wedding. But it's not like, oh my gosh, my black girlfriends are getting married, so we're just gonna go to all these weddings.
Statistically, only 21% of men in America are making over 6 figures. And in that 21%, only 80% are black men. Guess what? These black women, we know what they demand. You have to make over 6 figures to date them. Now imagine getting to a point of getting married. If you're making less, let's say for example like 50k a year, which majority of black men they are making that, and approach this girl, say like you wanna marry her, do you think she will agree? Never. She will never agree, you know. So they saying they are not getting married but are themselves pushing men away because they have those expectations which are invalid. Let's continue.
And it was a humbling little moment I had this morning as I'm like calculating in my head, like, wait a second, this is like, how many times has this happened? And how many black women do I know personally who are single? And all of them are single. All of my black friends are single. They might be in relationships, but they're single because they refuse to date out. They refuse to date. They refuse to date out. They give it a chance and they quit. Not realizing that, you know what, we might just have to come to that realization that dating out might be our best option, our best chance of actually getting married. Honestly. I'm just gonna put it out there because how do you explain this? Like, this isn't just like a one-hit wonder where I go into a white family. No, like every white family I have been to, worked for, past decade. Okay, this is gathered research. And I'm just finally connecting the dots this morning because I'm just like, you know what the heck? And I spoke to this guy I'm talking to this morning, and he was like, I'm actually on my way to a bridal shower or a baby shower, whatever. And I was like, oh. And he's like, yeah, me and my friend or my cousin and his fiance and and my brother and like his wife, and everyone's with somebody. And when I ask my white friends or my non-black friends how long they've been with someone, and I get it, there's always going to be a caveat, okay, but I'm just talking about in general. When I ask them about, okay, when do you guys get married or how soon or whatever, it's usually within a year.
I think there is a huge difference between black women and white women, you know, in other races, because a white woman, they've been raised to be wives, you know, supporting their husband. They told like You need a man in your life. They are not competing against men. But in the black women, they've been told different. Like they don't need no men on their lives. They can do it by themselves. So that can be a factor. And remember, for black women, it's so hard to build with her from the bottom to the top. They want a finished product. But for a white woman, they are ready to take it with you like from the bottom to the top, you know, being besides you, you know, from those ups and downs. That's why for them to secure a man and being in a happy family and long-term relationship, it's easier, not for black women. And now let's continue then.
Anyway, I just find this to be really interesting because the black friends I have in my circle, ones I know who have it going on, who are super beautiful, refuse any man who's not black. While they're doing that, I'm observing around. I'm at church. I see black women who are married, and who, when I look next to them, it's a white man. I look next to them, it's a man who's not black. The black couples I've seen, always, I'm telling you, I already know they're struggling. I already know it's 50-50. I already know what it is. And I don't want to generalize this whole thing, but these are observations I have seen with my own eyes, living where I live, where the only time I see a black woman out during the day with a stroller in hand is just she has a white man next to her. I'm sorry to say the truth, but this is what I've noticed, and you can't fight what I've noticed. Like, this is something that I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, why is there such this delay on black women and marriage? Like, it almost feels like a curse. And every time I look on TikTok, it's always a black woman in her Bible talking about waiting on God. And it's just coming to a place where I'm like, let's just get real, y'all. Let's just get real. Like, I know I'm ranting, but like, can we just come together for a second and like get on our Zoom? Like, what is this? I'm really just trying to find out. And you know, the only exception for black women that are actually really getting married is if they're Nigerian, okay? And they marry in their culture, and they kind of have like an arranged marriage type of thing, or it's within the family, so it's very different. It's almost Asian in that sense, where they're going to back weddings. But if you're a black Caribbean girl like myself, or you're a black American girl, it's almost it's a chronic singleness. But we rebuke that in Jesus' name. But this is something that I've noticed. I'm like, what is it? I just realized, I'm like, I know my best chances of getting married, and soon, mind you, is if this man is not black. I said what I said, and I'm sorry if this offends people, but it is what it is.
I'm gonna be straightforward here. You know, when a black woman, they're getting married outside their race, you know, they always become submissive. They're respecting their husband, but not to a black husband. It's different, you know, because they see it's not enough, you know, and they always saying black men are dangerous, you know. So I think they have to change their narrative, because she been saying like black men, they are afraid of a woman who is making like his life is sorted, you know, she's making money. Listen, man, men, they don't care about how much money you make. They can go for a McDonald's employee, because what they want from you is not your career, not your money. So that's a different thing, you know. So they have to change and accept the reality and being submissive.